Alright, here's the Hamilton industrial ceiling fan installed in my cousin's living room. It was put up a little bit after I left in the summertime. And I gotta say, it actually looks really nice in here. They did remove the medallion because it actually got damaged when they were putting up the fan. So in the meantime, we just have it without a medallion there. Well, yeah, this is the setup they got here. Definitely think it looks really good here. It's basically a K knockoff. It's a knockoff of the older version of the modern looking K. There's a more traditional looking one with the golden switch cap in the center, and there's the more modern looking one like this. This is the knockoff of the previous version before they made the newer ones that the motors were a bit smaller. Basically, that's an older version that they had before they made the M56LG model, where the motor looks more like a UFO, or a wider looking UFO versus the newer type. Yeah. The switch is over here. Let me go ahead and show the light. It's not a bad fan performance-wise. It's actually pretty decent. About the same of a K, but obviously the K pushes a bit more air. And the blades, they get a little bit bent when they put it up, unfortunately. Blades are pretty flimsy, that is something I will note. They're definitely a bit on the flimsy side compared to the ones you can get with a K. But it's a knockoff, so it's not too much of a surprise there. So it does have a bit of a wobble. Yeah. Go ahead and start it off on speed 1. Something that I will note on this fan is that it goes pretty fast on each speed, which is kind of good for the living room because it can get hot here sometimes. But if you don't want it to go too fast, you just want a very gentle breeze. With this fan, you won't really get that. I forget what the model was that this is a knockoff of. I have a few videos of Ks like it, never like it. They sold them from like 2008 until like 2012, so they sold them for a decent amount of time. And there's one like at a radio station place that my uncle used to have programs at before he passed away last year. And there's a car radio place that had 2 of them as well. Well, has 2 of them that I did videos of. As I look back at the video title of the ones at the car radio place, I remember that I saw the control in the model on it from the control, so I just gotta look back at that video. But yeah, this is speed 1. It's a bit fast for a low speed. Well, for the lowest speed, that is. Considering that it has 5 speeds. But it's quiet. It's not noisy. Alright. Now for speed 2. This is more like a speed 4, if anything, versus a speed 2. But yeah, it's definitely it's like half the price almost of what you can pay for a KDK new. So it's definitely a good option if someone needs something to move some decent air, but not of the same quality of a KDK. Now, I'm not sure how well these last because where my cousins live, they have a store that sells these, whereas where my grandparents live, it's about like a good half hour, 45 minutes away, almost an hour drive away with traffic and such. So there's not really any Hamiltons in my area compared to over here. So it's kind of hard to tell like how long these last. But there was a place that I saw that had one of the pizza plates a while ago that had a Hamilton that was a knockoff of the older version of the KDK, the B56X5, not the Basically, they have like a knockoff of the older version they sold in the 2000s before they discontinued both this type and the B56X5 and the B56YK. They have a knockoff version of that as well, and some other KDK that I'd never seen here before. Basically, it's kind of like they're using the ones that are no longer being manufactured by KDK, I guess, for like copyright reasons, maybe. I don't know. Basically, they just got a hold of like the ones that they aren't being used by them no more, I guess, something like that. But yeah, the body on it looks almost identical. Really looks identical to the KDK, except that it just isn't a KDK. But the motor is a little bit different, like a little bit on the cheaper side on the build and such. But yeah, this is speed too. Now for speed 3. It's like a speed 4 almost. Now, if I was to replace the KDK in my grandparents' bedroom at some point, like when I take it for myself, the other ones, I would probably put like a newer KDK that looks like this one. I've always liked the look of them, to be honest. So like I would do one like this for my room and put like the N56LG for like my grandmother's room or something, or a brown one. And then I'd do like a brown one up front. If I was to swap them out, like, or if they were to sell the house, or if they both passed away, situation, then I would just put up lights. But yeah, no, it does move a good breeze on this speed. I mean, just from, it's not exactly speed 4 air movement from like a KDK, but the blades are bent a little bit too, so there's that. I gotta say, it's definitely a good alternative if you can't afford an actual KDK down here. Because there are people who can't afford to replace a brand new KDK. And some places sell them a lot more than what other places sell them for. Alright, now for speed 4. One thing I'll say is the speeds on it are almost identical to like the ones from the 90s KDKs and such, which is a nice thing. Yes, I definitely want to buy one of these for myself, for the Hamiltons. Yeah, this is like speed 5 on most KDKs, like the majority of the newer ones. And I mean, the ones at my grandparents' house go a bit faster than this, definitely. But I can definitely say this goes faster than the majority of the newer KDKs. I've seen some that go faster though. It depends. I mean, no, it definitely has a better. This is just a Speed 4. So I gotta say, it's actually moving more air than the newer KDKs that are in the back of my cousin's room and his game area. And this one has a shorter down rod, so I'm actually surprised I'm feeling a stronger breeze from it. So watching some movies here with my cousins last night. We're watching Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, Justice League, some other stuff. They had it on the lower speed because it goes very fast on the lower speed, so they didn't need it that fast. And plus, when it's December time down here, usually it gets cooler down here, like the 70s, so they don't need it on the full highest setting. So yeah, now for the Speed 5. I gotta say, I am really impressed with this van, considering it's a knockoff of a KDK. Like, considering that it's a knockoff of a KDK and it's outperforming the newer KDKs, I honestly would have to recommend this over them, to be honest, in terms of performance. But in terms of, like, longevity, I'm not sure if that's the same case. Yeah, this definitely goes a lot faster than the newer KDKs. Speed 5 is about the same as the ones in my grandparents' house. I mean, yeah. I'll try to see if it was a gold or not. It's just... Yeah, this definitely is about the same performance as the KDKs from the 2000s, without a question. Definitely outperforms the newer KDKs, which is kind of sad, but it's actually a really good performance. I'm impressed with it. For being a knockoff of a KDK, it's definitely well worth the money, which is like maybe, they're like 60 something dollars, not even 100, they're like 70-ish dollars. I gotta say, these Hamiltons are pretty good. There was one at that pizza place that I always felt a strong breeze underneath it. Always thought it was the same as the KDK, but that place is really hot due to it being a brick oven pizza place. So I always thought it might have just been that it was hot there, so whatever breeze I felt from it was strong. But no, it performs very well. It's not the same as the 90s KDK, but it definitely is the same power as the 2000s era ones, before they start going downhill in like 2009, 2010. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with it. It's definitely a very good performer. Kind of sad to say, but I don't think like for people down here, I probably would have to recommend one of these over the KDKs, but at the same time, I don't know how long this would last. Like if it would have issues down the road. But from that pizza place that I would see, for the 3 to 4 years I saw it there before they closed that place down and moved to another location, it never broke down, and they always have it on high speed. So for the 3 to 4 years there I saw it there, it didn't break down. And there's some newer KDKs that I've seen have issues. Yeah, no, this outperforms the newer KDKs without a question. They must have got like, they must honestly use the same motors as the older KDKs, same cap values and such. Which I think is the biggest thing, is that the capacitor values in the older KDKs are definitely better than the newer ones. Originally, I was telling my cousin that either like a KDK version of this or the silver looking KDK would look nice here, but since they do, I mean, the silver one will look nice, but there's really not much silver stuff here. There's a lot of white decor in here. I gotta say, the white one definitely is the best match in here. Because of the silver ones, if those rust up, it's kind of hard to repaint those silver and have it be an exact match. I know for this, they literally sell the blades for like the same amount down here that it would cost to buy like spray paint for it, for like a Rust-Oleum or something like that. So with this one, it's just better off buying new blades for it if it got rusted up over time. Spin down's not too long by the looks of it. I mean, it's not that new. It hasn't been used for over a year yet, so. But yeah, here's the Hamilton industrial ceiling fan installed in my cousin's living room, and that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.